All right. Hi, everyone. Very good afternoon. And wow,
Evening,
as
John.
usual, you are so mesmerizing, Rahul, all the time. I mean, see, you make me go speechless all the time uh, with your level of creativities. And thank you so much, everyone, for having. In fact, when it comes to me saying everyone, the very first person who tops the chart is Rahul Miglani, the coach for this session, who waited for some time, for 3 minutes, of course, because the first session got extended for a little while, and because it was very interesting, and Neeraj was leading it along with Piyush, and we were discovering lot many things in that session, and we took some time to wrap it up, but I'm very sure and very confident that with the expert lenses of Rahul Miglani, we are going to do a little more discovery. And when I say little, it is extensively more. Of course, I'll prefer to eradicate the word which I just uttered, which is little. It is never little. With Rahul Miglani, it is always more, and the definition more is powerful. In fact, so I meant to say, let us have a wonderful session by Rahul on the topic called I mean, let us do a discovery on SaaS and PaaS. Of course, I mean, we also could see OCI, something called Oracle. And I'm sure that this is going to be a very interesting session. And Rahul, as usual, being our wonderful coach, excellent coach, of course, for the day, we are all going to discover our extra bit of learning through Rahul. So thanks, Rahul, for being here. I understand that we are a bit late. We are, in fact, 4 minutes late. However, looking at the passion of the participants for all the engineers and for all our fellow Nolders, I'm sure they prefer to take a minute's break because the previous session just got concluded. With your permission, if you allow us, if you can wait for 60 seconds, not more than that. I'm sure everyone would like to take a sip of water or maybe go to the kitchen. They would like to stretch themselves out, and because this is going to be a remarkable session for them. And this is not what I know, what you know, but it is what everyone of us know. So I'm sure, if with your permission, of course, can we wait for 60 seconds? Thank you
Sure,
so
sure.
much, Rahul. And thank you so much, everyone who have joined. And I could see people. I mean, this is something which is very remarkable, everyone. We all were in the previous session. We all were, in fact. And the session got extended. And what remarkable is the fact that we did not, I mean, all 69 of us who ever have joined and who are there in this session, we did not lose out even a single minute. The moment we clicked on the exit button from on the previous session, we clicked on the entry button for this session. This purely reflects and strongly reflects the kind of learning passion that we all have, and I'm sure learning leads to success, and this is something that is quite visible. And let us keep on holding on to this baton. And thank you so much, Rahul, and thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And since we have 72 of us joined right now, uh, I think it is the right time we cut the ribbon and start the session. So what do you say, Rahul?
I am all in, man.
Thank you so much. And I really like the background.
I wanted a more dynamic one, but didn't get time to configure that. But yeah, this is good. A static one is
This
also
is
good.
absolutely, this is not good. This is great. In fact,
I
I
wanted
envy
to
you.
I wanted to create a painting by myself, but that couldn't happen.
Wow. But this can happen at 6 o'clock today.
Maybe 10, 11 o'clock.
No, 6 o'clock. We have got an
Oh yes.
event to attend.
Happy Independence Day, everyone. Before we proceed, I might not be able to join full session today, 6 to 7, but I'll jump in. I'll gate crash. I've told Divya and Mega that I might gate crash and spoil the party. But no, I think we are in store for some wonderful performances. In fact, I jumped into the rehearsals yesterday and I was speechless. I had to go on mute. I wanted to play the guitar, but I went on mute because, uh, in comparison to the guys who are performing today, I stand nowhere. And I was simply amazed. I was speechless. So,
Thank you so
good,
much, Rahul.
good thing in store for today. All of you all, please join Independence Day celebrations today at 6. It's going to be amazing.
All right. I'm very, very confident and sure. So thank you so much, Rahul. So let's not lose out on time. And since we have the coach, we have the learners, and let us do the and continue with the marriage ceremony. So thanks everyone for coming over, and I would like to pass on the platform to you, Rahul. Thanks.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you for joining. Uh, as you all know, today's session is on platform as a service, software as a service on Oracle Cloud, the architectural knowledge about it, plus PaaS over SaaS on the cloud. Uh, but before I proceed, a quick recap of what we did last time. If any of you want to jump in and tell me what did we learn last time, we can probably quickly go through if we have forgotten something and cover up our basics before we move to the architectural bit of it. Any volunteers? Okay, fair enough. I'll probably take the names.
Uh,
I
we
remember
have
all the names.
we have gone through like some of the questions like how OCI is different from like other AWS platforms,
Right,
and
right,
like how OCI works and what are the key differences that and what are the like features do OCI offers to us.
right. Very good. We compared Oracle with AWS,
AWS, right?
right? And we also got to know there are certain features which Oracle has and which AWS hasn't. For example, the cost factor on on-premise and cloud services. The cost remains the same. What else did we study about?
And data center, one question like
ADW and ATPs, Autonomous Data Warehouse,
yeah.
and Autonomous TP, Transaction Protocols. Yes, that was a big one. We learned about that. That was a good topic. That was a good discussion which happened. Uh, what else? We touched upon the compute services from Oracle. We touched upon how we have our instances which are available, how we can create one, how we can provision some, and whatever is disabled right now doesn't come under the free tier. We also touched upon the free tiers and free services from Oracle Cloud, right? For example, creation of instance on top of instance configurations and creating a pool of instance with auto scaling configuration comes under free tier. That's what we touched upon, right? And what is auto scaling? For example, my last tier kurta pajama from Independence Day does not have auto scaling configured. So, what does it mean? I
साइज छोटी हो गई है.
राइट नहीं साइज छोटा नहीं हुआ मैं बड़ा हो गया सो वी कैन नॉट
एप्लीकेशन बट
गो ahead.
एप्लीकेशन बड़ी हो गई है हमारी.
Right. So right now, if my application size or traffic demands or number of users increase, auto scaling, what it will do? It will do vertical scaling as well as vertical scaling. Size increase, platform increase, and also the vice versa. Good example. That is what we touched upon. similar to what we do in our CI platforms like Jenkins. What we do, we create master slave architecture and we create dynamic scalability according to some parameters. Let us say on capacity or on traffic. Similarly, LB comes into picture, load balancer. Then we went on and touched storage services from Oracle. What did we touch? We touched buckets, object storage, and archival storage. And we compared the costs with AWS. That it is still cheaper than AWS. Two types of buckets, standard buckets and archival bucket. What is the difference? Only difference with archival buckets is the retrieval is slow and fixed, that you can only retrieve after a particular set of minutes or weeks which are assigned. For example, if you have archival buckets for 1 year, 3 years, 6 years, 7 years, it will take 5 minutes to get it retrieved, right? We also touched upon block storage, where we have blocks of data, right? And then we also touched NVMe, which is the local storage, FS, file system storage, very similar to the hierarchical file system we have in Linux. So we touched upon all those storage services as well. Then we went on to networking. We saw what is a VCN, and within VCN, what we need to do, we need to create sec group, sec list, ingress, egress. And we did not touch about networking basics, and we did not touch about bring your own license or IPs. We haven't touched upon that, so do not worry about it. DB, we have touched ATPs and AWS, which are free. And then we covered some basics, but we did not go into the details of that. Analytics, that would come probably in the next knowledge, wherein we'll touch observability and management. In the next session, we will cover logs, log groups, agent configurations, service connectors, and audits. Plus, we'll do some set of monitoring as well. So we'll touch everything which is free. So we will see how we can enable basic logging and basic monitoring. We also touched upon some architectural basics on cost analysis, but we did not go to the dashboard and see that, right? So that is all what we covered last time. So right now in today's session, we will touch the basics of PaaS and SaaS, PaaS over SaaS in Oracle Cloud, the basic architecture of it. But again, before we proceed, I want to cover the console part as well, because last time we covered the console at the end and we overshoot the time. If you can see on the dashboard, you have something similar to what you see on AWS, but in Oracle, everything is almost very easy. For example, if you want to deploy a WordPress site, it will give you a set of steps. It will also show you what is it doing in the background, and then you can achieve it. Or very simple, if you want to create a window or a box or a Linux instance, you want to pick up the configuration, you want to put it in a pool, you can do it. It is also showing you how much time it is going to take. Similarly, for all the resources, you can set a favorite or a bookmark, and you can set it up. For example, if you want to set up a LB, you can just click it over here. As it comes, it takes few minutes to create. It will also show you. I do not want to waste that time here, but I want to cover the basics. For example, when we are trying to create a load balancer, as I told you last time, no spaces in the name for whatever resource you are trying to create. By default, the visibility, it chooses it to be the LB to be public. You want that most of the times, but we have scenarios where we want a private IP assigned. Similarly, ephemeral IP address would be chosen. Probably we'll cover the networking basics in one of the DevOps power session, where I can probably tell you the difference between the IP addresses. Next is chooses the bandwidth and what all it needs to do. Similarly, if we go on adding on the uh, type of LB we want to configure. So what is my backend set? What is my backend set doing? And what LB policy it is trying to configure. So that's what we can configure. Uh, if you see here, it is red, which means we have missed out giving certain parameters. We do not have a VCN right now. This VCN we created last time, but that was for monitoring. We have created a regional subnet last time. We can pick up that. So that is why it was showing red. Uh, Moving on, I can go a weighted round robin, which is the basic policy we can attach. We can add backend set, the type of and the number of retries, and then we can set the LB. Similarly, for listener, the type of traffic your listener handles and the SSL. You want to, let us say, specify a private key or a CA certificate. As soon as you do that, you can check where it would be landed. Similarly, we haven't chosen anything. We haven't pasted a private key. But moving on, if I want, we'll touch log groups next time, but I have already created a test flow group for VCN for VCN flow logs, similar to what we do in AWS. That is how your load balancer will be created. Let us say if you want to deploy a WordPress site or a cloud native app, which is always free eligible, it will tell you the step it is doing. For example, it will create a VCN for you, and then it will provision certain VMs and connect them uh, to your VCN again, and an application which it will collect to ADB. It's also showing you the architecture it will follow. For example, it will create a LB and how they would be configured to your ADB. So that is the ease of use I wanted to show you in case of creation of a cloud native app on the platform, which is pretty easy. Similarly, we already know how to create an instance, how to create a ADW, and you can go and check the resource manager or the marketplace. Or if you want to see what we did last time, for example, apart from DIN groups, we covered everything. We created policies, we created users, we put them into a group, for example, network group or administrator. We created simple policies for root. We created compartments and we put resources on that compartments. We had a pretty good discussion on federation and compartments and its authentication settings as well. So that is the ease of use I wanted to showcase on the console. Moving forward to today's agenda, we want to cover fundamentals of SaaS and PaaS so that when next time I show you the logging and monitoring and the observability on OCI, we have our basics covered so that we don't feel these words to be alien. We'll next time also we'll start with console. We'll start creating the log groups, the log agents, and the logs from a particular set of VMs, and we'll see how we'll monitor them. So moving forward, we have always we've already covered our basics, but for a quick recap, a collection of ADs located in a single geographical location is OCI region. One or more isolated, fault-tolerant Oracle data center that host our resources our buckets or subnets or VCN. And then we have FDs. For example, if you have a power failures, they protect against it. And as we were discussing, the collection of related resources, for example, a compartment for Rahul, a compartment for Devanshu, a compartment for Anchal would make sense. Or we can create a group of all these people who are in networking group to create one compartment for networking people, to create another compartment for people who are administrators and for the management. Uh, Going back to the console, we also have the uh, automation for setting up a Jenkins and how to create a simple CI/CD pipeline as well. We'll see that moving forward. But today, I want to cover SaaS, software as a service, what it is, how it is being used, uh, or why should we use it, or what are the fundamentals of SaaS. We'll also cover fundamental of PaaS today, but if I have to talk about SaaS, uh, we'll define SaaS. We'll be able to understand its key advantages. We will review Oracle SaaS application and its capabilities. So if anybody can tell me, apart from the definition listed on screen, what is SaaS? We know it is software as a service, but what it is? What is the benefit of it? And why should I use it over a particular set of or a particular cloud provider? Anybody got an idea?
We can use only a particular service. We want a particular service, so we can go for a SaaS. At that point we don't have to think about other things like on which platform it's running and how does that platform particular configures that particular service.
Yeah, maybe yes. You're
So
right.
I think SaaS is a centrally hosted model in which the host hosted centrally and the end users can take the various services from it.
Very good. So WebEx is SaaS or PaaS?
Software is
It's a PaaS service. It's a PaaS service, Rahul.
because it's providing a platform, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's a software and the platform can be the underlying
Part of a software. Yeah.
Maybe.
Can be.
or your Google chat, your Google Meet, whether it is SaaS or PaaS?
SaaS,
SaaS. It's SaaS. Google Meet,
also
Google
Gmail,
Mail, Gmail also.
SaaS.
SaaS.
Very good.
So,
It's a
Rahul,
yes, sir.
SaaS over a
yeah,
PaaS, like we can say this.
Uh, I'm sure Yatharth has a good point.
Rahul, I was saying if we talk about SaaS, so the benefit we get using a SaaS. So SaaS is something where we don't have to consider the, you can say, the configuration of a particular software. Rather than we just need to focus on using it. Like the
Exactly.
examples you have just given,
Exactly.
the Google Meet. Yeah. So we don't have to configure it. We can simply go onto the URL and we can simply use those softwares directly without configuring it.
Exactly.
So this is
That's the
where
basic definition of SaaS. We do not have to do anything. The configuration. Even last time we covered the difference between bare metals, VM, hosted VMs, and SaaS. So that should have given an idea that we don't own anything. We don't own the security of the platform, the configuration of the platform. That is with the provider. So everything here, if even last time I touched a topic called functions. So even on that, everything is managed by Oracle, right? So that is the best example of SaaS. So, how did it origin? SaaS basically origin because the need arose for uh, the packages. For example, Siebel came in from Oracle. But these packages typically required vast amount of expensive hardware. For example, Facebook. They need uh, expensive set of hardware. So these guys had to worry about upgrade, patching, workstation, server farms, and to support the, let's say, binaries, which quickly became impractical because the server was huge, the demand was huge. So even they had to hire experts, right? Now, another topic is something similar to our antiviruses. For example, installed software uh, contracts were very restrictive. That is, after a certain period of time, they were expired. So, as the time passed, the internet and the network speed all become very, very important. And it became possible to render such experience not via hardware but over internet, right? So that is where the cloud companies started growing. And similarly, it gave birth to the SaaS model, which actually changed the economics, which actually reduced the price. And to our topic, it it is how it is cheaper from AWS. That's what we are going to cover today as well. So that is the basic need and history of SaaS. Plus, there's the issue of maintenance. But when we talk about SaaS, it means there's little or let us say no software for you to maintain and upgrade. Every time Facebook would be upgraded by the owners. And similarly on cloud, the best part on Oracle Cloud is we support bring your own license. Even if that is has to be upgraded, Oracle will give you an alert, which makes a predictable cost model. Right. So everything is predictable right now. In fact, Oracle relies on uh, that SLAs over SaaS as well as PaaS. Right. Plus, there is an advantage of scale. SaaS is scalable. There is no real-time client-side requirement, and the provider is hosting the application. So the new feature can be accessed like this, quicker. For example, if Facebook introduces a new feature, you'll get to know automatically. Similarly, if Oracle Cloud comes up with a new version or WebEx comes up with a new version, you just have to click next and it's done. So that accessibility benefit is there. The access is improved. You get speed and agility. So implementing SaaS is the need of the hour rather than let's say uh, service from OCI or AWS. It is actually the need of the hour because if they don't do it, someone else will do it. So they have to make sure that their SaaS is better than the other cloud providers. And while I say this, you have to also understand Java is owned by Oracle, right? So most of the environments over SaaS which uses Java are on Oracle Cloud, right? It's better economics, nothing else. You have multi-tenant architecture, multi, let's say, compartment architecture within multi-tenancy, multi-region, and you don't need a local installation. That's all. You just access the service. You just access the software, right? So better economics, better on-premise implementation cost, or uh, let's say scalable. More or fewer features of SaaS can be accessed quickly. Every feature is there. In fact, they'll upgrade it themselves, right? But which is in comparison to AWS, we'll probably have to figure out what goes wrong. But coming back to Oracle SaaS cloud application, what is their strategy? We know that as a definition, we don't need anything which is local. We don't need anything. We don't need to buy any license or install or binaries or dependents. Similarly, bring your own license works amazing with OCI and it is scalable. What are the advantages of SaaS? There are a lot of advantages. There's no doubt. I've covered the basic, the historical data. But what about Oracle? These applications are unique in the industry, trust me on that. Because they are or they were built on the principle of data portability, which means it easy to transfer data. Because what is the basic product of Oracle? Databases. So their mentality has become so mature because they were from a background that they faced the problem of data portability first, and they were the first solution providers for that. So when they came into cloud, they made sure that their capability of DB, ADB, and ATP and data portability is also reflected on their cloud services. Right? It might sound a little boring, but Oracle database capabilities were reflected into Oracle Cloud, and that is the best feature so far, which makes it more scalable, more secure than AWS. I have no doubt in saying that. Right. So there is, let us say, peace of mind when we work with a huge chunk of data. So we know it is Oracle, there would be data security. And the SaaS application that you use, they must have gone through a security audit, which is mandatory in Oracle. So you can take advantage of all end-to-end encryption of data, whether it has, whether you have absolutely put it into place or not. But as we were speaking last time, we spoke last time about network bases and we spoke about gateways, if you remember. We spoke about NAT gateway, service gateway, and local peering and remote peering. I don't know if you remember or not, but everything on that gateway is encrypted by default. That is the amount of data security that gives. Everything on that is encrypted by default. So when I want to touch about SaaS application at Oracle, you first have your ERP, which manages day-to-day business. For example, it is one of the oldest software for accounting, procurement, project management. ERP people are ERP certified. If you know. Similarly for HRM, but how that is on top of or how that is being sold. For example, on SaaS, uh, Oracle OCI gives you a complete set of applications. We have a common data model in the background. We have the common data structure in the background, and you are rest assured about the best practices. For example, we talked about data security, right? Right. So when I say that, I also mean they have the best technology. There is no doubt about it. The speed, be it MLOps, AI ML built in, IoT, or blockchain, that is built in. You can use it as a service from Oracle Cloud. We'll do a POC on AI and MLOps with integration with monitoring on it. But I'll make sure to showcase that to you. And the UI, as I showed you, aesthetics are amazing. Even if, in fact, I don't have to read about it. You look at this. This is the best aesthetic website you'll probably find. Easy to use, easy on eyes. And when I say, let us say, if I want to deploy a cloud native app, it will tell you what I'm doing. So haptics are also good. It will tell you how I'll make the architecture, right? It will tell you what are the steps I'm doing, so that you don't forget. And when it showcases that, you know that okay, when I have to let us say apply monitoring and observability, what are the basics I need to cover, right? For example, even if you go to logging, it will tell you what you need as a flow and where are you putting your resources, right? For example, you can choose and see where my details are. For example, right now on my, let us say, root compartment, there is nothing. But you can still go and search out and save that search for your logs, for your log groups. For example, last time we created a log group for VCN, right? So VCN flow logs, when you go to check, it will, or you want to create, it will tell you what you need to create before you want to see that. So that type of, or that kind of ease of use is there. You can do a search of items uh, with respect to, we also touched upon something called as OCID, Oracle Cloud ID for every resource. You can also put in that ID and search for resource, right? So that type of, I'll probably show you an example. For example, this is my OCID for my test log group. I can go and search here and it will tell me what are the related searches it has found. Let us say there is no documentation because this is a set of private log group I have created, but it will show you, and it is not even an advanced search. It will show you where the resources are attached. Similar to what we get in AWS, but let us say if I do something like this, it will tell me that okay, log groups is a service in logging, and you can read about them. For example, SDK for OCI references, how we can use that, or we can create a cluster. Similarly, Kubernetes. I just searched OK and it told me, okay, you can use OK and you can read about it. And if I have to search something typical which is private, it might not show. But for everything else, it will probably show here. Now, let us say I wrote Fluentd. It tells me you don't have any resources which have that configured or not, but you can still go to the logging overview and check how you can configure Fluentd, my normal EFK, right? So, and obviously it has the Cloud Shell. When you click it, you'll get the Cloud Shell. So if you are a Unix fan like me, black screen, colorful text, you can probably start creating your, let us say, OKE from your Cloud Shell. You don't have to, if you don't like doing next, 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 you can probably write your commands here, right? So that type of ease of use is there. It will take a couple of minutes to uh, pump up, but it will be up. So that type of ease of use is there. So every text you see on the slide have a meaningful meaning on OCI console. It is one of the probably one of the best console. If I have to compare it to Azure DevOps console, you see the basic difference, the haptics. So that is the type of quality Oracle has. Obviously, customer first, when they talk about SaaS, they have 99.96% of availability for all the services, but for SaaS, we have zero doubt. Right. I probably have to quickly move forward to PaaS as well. But if you have any question on SaaS, I can probably take right now. Uh, but we can, or I can guarantee that SaaS capabilities over OCI are the best because they support vertical lines of business, uh, which are connected to business suite. So they then understand your business, and only then they, let us say, for example, if you talk about any portal, the first portal you will hear is ERP. People are that kind of so that is where the product becomes the name of a platform, right? Even chatbots are essentially on it, which simulate conversation, right? So that type of IoT uh, is the capability is already on say. Blockchain technologies is also decentralized distributed ledger which we have on OCI. So the Oracle SaaS application portfolio includes ERP, EPM, SCM, and HCM. All four of them are the biggest one in their fields. So that is the capability of Oracle SaaS. Moving forward to Oracle PaaS, anybody can give me a difference for PaaS and SaaS. Maybe take some idea from the slide.
Uh, we can say like in past we have to manage that platform and how to deploy like all the things we have to manage when we are using platform as a service. And
Uh,
like Yatharth said, like in software as a service, we don't need to worry about any other things like
mm,
how that's deployed, how it's working. We just go and use that.
mhm.
I think PaaS is a middleware between IaaS and infrastructure as a service
Oh,
and software as a service.
middleware is my favorite word, which I wouldn't like to use there. That has
Yeah,
certain
because it
big.
provides platform to the server, software as a service. As software need a platform to run. So I think the middleware between of net two.
Okay, okay. Somewhere very close, but I don't like to use the word middleware. That has different meaning altogether.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
I think,
but
in simple words, PaaS is a platform to develop and deploy the application.
mhm, mm. Okay, good, close. ठीक है. Let's go more close to it. We have uh, eaten up all the time we had today, but I'll quickly tell you the fundamentals of PaaS. Before I even proceed, Oracle calls itself as Generation 2 cloud provider services because Generation 1 is old people like AWS. And for PaaS also, it calls itself as Generation 2 PaaS service, which is here carefully application development services such as database services, deployment services, observability, management services, services for analytics. They are grouped into development services, which we call PaaS on OCI. And when you go into details of each of them, you will see why we are calling it as PaaS. We've already covered infrastructure as services probably in the beginning of the Nolex. But again, if you start going into details of Visual Builder, what it does and what it does on cloud, then you'll realize, okay, this is PaaS. So, for example, Java is the #1 programming language and development platform, right? So, uh, it uses a high performance runtime for microservices, right? And Java card, which improves security for IoT, right? Which is based on OCI. Similarly, Visual Builders, uh, or let us say Analytics Cloud. That is a platform where you will configure, right, your configuration, and then you will probably have a software, might not have a software, right? Uh, Going into details, be it let's say static resources, be it dynamic resources, uh, that you can access the core services over OCI, keep it offline, keep it online, do your synchronization online or rsync, that kind of services. Be it analytics, be it Oracle integration, or be it the analytics cloud standard or enterprise. I'm not covering enterprise because that's paid. But if you talk about Oracle Analytic Cloud for ADWs, for data integrations and migration projects, that is where you'll probably have hands-on in coming future. Because that's going to be basic for every project you work on, your monitoring and administration. Similarly, Oracle Data Integration Platform Cloud, maybe GCP architects already know the DW or data DW pipelines. So we have tried to list down the limits here. The last topic before I leave you is going to be PaaS for SaaS on Oracle Cloud. If you can make out what is happening here, then probably you have understood the meaning of PaaS for Oracle SaaS in the whole session. If you see, it is just the basic of what it covers. For example, what is the flow depicted, and how I say or why I say PaaS over SaaS in OCI capability. You see, there's Oracle Visual Builder, right? It connects to the API gateway via an anti-cloud, right? Federation, which has the authorization bearer, right? And the API connects back to identity cloud, right? OAuth, SSO, whatever, right? And then the API, the identity cloud auth is integrated to something called as Vault, how you manage your secrets, which is a interview question, right? Then the function connects back to Oracle ID Service Cloud, right? It connects back to Oracle ID Service Cloud. And then the business logic component, what it does? The business logic component with Oracle Fusion application connects to Fusion application, which is on cloud. Right. So if you see, you have used PaaS as well as for Oracle SaaS, be it Oracle Fusion application cloud service, or let us say any other service. How it is hosted is what I want to showcase. So with API gateway, you can either directly authenticate with Oracle Identity Cloud Service, or optionally use your custom authentication, your SSO, let us say your Nodus SSO, whatever federation. But when you come to use the PaaS and then you host for SaaS, this is the basic architectural flow you will probably have to configure. That's bring me to the closure of the session today. We covered today the basic of OCI, which we covered last time. We saw on console how we can probably host a set of services, a set of SaaS on OCI. Moving forward, next time, as I promised, I'll show you how observability works on cloud. So the Cloud Shell is up. If you see your username @Cloud Shell in your region. So if I am subscribed, as I told you last time, to a region, that's what it is showing. But moving forward, next Nolex, we'll see what we want to do about observability, what are the basic features of the observability, and we'll cover all of them. We'll cover the next Nolex only on console. No text, no architectural diagram like this. I hope all of you all enjoyed the session today, and it was, let's say, a good learning for you. You can probably compare the cloud platforms today. You can go and talk to your friends about Oracle Cloud and its benefits. Maybe talk about cost saving. Read about cost saving on Oracle Cloud and then come up with a conversation, meaningful conversation like this. I want all of you all to know what all cloud providers are right now in the market and what they are doing and what their inclination is. I can tell you for guarantee that observability is big, be it on AWS, Datadog, CloudWatch, CloudTrail, integration with everything. I don't talk about Prometheus, Grafana, Nagios only. I talk about every type of alert generation before there's a failure. So I talk about self-healing. Go and read about it. Probably we'll discuss it next time before we start the observability session. But before I sign out, thank you. Thanks a lot for your patience. Thanks a lot for joining, and happy Independence Day once again. Thank you.
Thank you
House
so
is
much, Rahul.
Thank you,
House-
Rahul. Bye-bye.
Hi, Neeraj. The house is open if you have any questions.
No, not today. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right. So, in case if we have any questions, this is the right time, right moment. we have Rahul with us. Let us open up.
Everybody should start asking. I see particular set of people very interested in this topic. But I can assure you, within 5 to 6 years, Oracle Cloud will give competition to AWS Cloud. There's no doubt about it. In South America, it is already giving that kind of competition.
All right.
Yeah.
Do
If
we
we
have?
have no questions, then we can wrap up.
Yeah, Rahul, I have one question.
Go ahead.
Rahul, it is like that. It is based on our requirement. Like we use IaaS or we use PaaS or we use as a software as a service. Like if we want PaaS, then we have already have application which we need to build on a cloud. Then we use a PaaS. Like that in that way we have to opt out in three options, or we have to choose three options.
Yeah, very simple. If you have the capability to manage all three part of it, you can do it. You can manage it yourself. But when you manage it yourself, it is costly. But again, going back to whether we have the need, sometimes we don't have the need for SaaS. Most of the projects we work on right now might not need SaaS, but only PaaS. But my point of showcasing it was, you don't have to do you don't have to use SaaS for particular software only, but you can also use SaaS for every day. That's what I wanted to showcase from the last architectural diagram. So for everyday hosting of web services or a simple website, you can use SaaS over PaaS, including your IaaS.
Thank you,
Rahul,
Rahul.
what is Cracker? Like it's a pass or IAS?
Very good question. Very good question. What is Oracle? Oracle क्या काम करता है? Anybody can tell me. Very interesting.
Cloud provider.
From where it started?
America.
From which product it started?
Database.
DB. Very good. फिर इसने क्या खरीदा?
Java.
Java.
Micro.
राइट. और अब क्या करता है?
Cloud provider.
तो अपने आप को ये क्या बोलता है? हम जनरेशन 2 क्लाउड प्रोवाइडर हैं.
Yeah, cloud.
AWS जनरेशन 1 पुराने हो गए वो. We are Gen 2 cloud provider services. We are Gen 2 PaaS and SaaS providers.
I think Devanshu answer मिल गया आपको. Nice. This is nice.
Anyways, guys, thank you so much for thank you so much for your questions.
Thanks so much, everyone, and thank you so much, Rahul, for this wonderful and inspiring session. I'm sure we all would have and definitely have taken a bit of extra learning today through your expert lenses. And we look forward for many more such sessions. Meanwhile, everyone, if you remember, we just have a window of 49 minutes before the big celebration, the big event starts. But before moving on to that, let me request you to kindly share the feedback for this session and the previous one, because these feedback are very, very important for all of us to create a signature learning experience for all of you. So moving on, let's wait for something exciting which is coming our way in next 49 minutes, exactly 49 minutes. So thanks everyone once again. Have a good and great learning day. Look forward to what's coming up next. And do not forget to join on time in the next event, which is going to happen at 6 o'clock today. So thanks once again and have a good day and great day. And thank you so much, Rahul.
Bye.
Bye-bye all.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you, Rahul.